Welcome to my new video tutorial for Photoshop. This time it's all about dodge and burn. For dodging and burning in Photoshop you could start like this. You select the dodge tool and start to brighten up the areas which you want to amplify. But this is a destructive workflow, and the more it progresses, the more it is complicated to reconstruct the original condition of the image. You would also change the colors and tones with this kind of workflow. By the way, the version of Photoshop CC I'm using here is version 20. My example photo was already edited in Lightroom, and now I wanted to give it the finishing touches. So Photoshop is known for its layers, and that is what we do first. We go back to the beginning and click on the top here, on Layer, go to New and select Layer. This dialog opens, and in Mode we select Soft Light, and the option 50% gray can be activated now, and we decide us for this. The gray is fundamental because if you would just create an empty layer, the dodging and burning won't affect the image. To show you that, I create a new empty layer and I set everything to 100%. And you can see no effect. Let's go back to the text. With our layer with 50% gray, it is possible to start dodge our highlights. For example, you can also brighten up the midtones and shadows, and the best solution for this would be to create for every of these a new layer. So in the end I'd have 3 layers for highlights, midtones and shadows. The same procedure is required for the burn tool. If I want to darken an area of the picture, I use a new layer. The same here, I can change the shadows, midtones and highlights separately. I click again on Layer and select under New, Layer. So that could be one way to dodge and burn in Photoshop. Let me delete these layers here. What I'm gonna do now is to create a new layer with a layer mask, and I change the blend mode to soft light. I keep the layer mask selected and go now to image here on top and click on apply image. In this dialog I select the blend mode to multiply and keep the rest how it is. Click OK and keep the Alt key hold during the click on the layer mask to get the layer mask displayed. Then you press Ctrl or Command and L to get the levels dialog. There you adjust the mask to the highlights to tune only the highlights in your image. After that I choose a white brush and start to edit the highlights with a very low opacity and hardness. With a black brush I create the opposite. I darken the highlights. You make the same steps to change the shadows. You go for the Apply Image dialog and check this time the invert option. And you go again to display the layer mask with the Alt key and press then Ctrl or Command and L. You refine the levels for a precise adjustment. And now you can start to adjust the shadows without affecting colors and tones. With a white brush you dodge, and with a black one you burn the shadows. You can always try another blend mode and decide for another opacity of the layers. These were 2 possibilities to dodge and burn in Photoshop in a non-destructive way. I would appreciate any kind of feedback, and you can visit my website Lightcolorshadow.com for everything about photography and more, or you take a look on my Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.